Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Like I tell you, I tried to make a reportage about Cannes by the end, but to know what's going on a little bit backstage with the professional kind of professional like journalist, and I'd like to know what is your feeling about this festival, this kind of festival, and so business festival by the end.
This is quite a big question. Let's start with the 75th Jubilee anniversary of Cannes, of the festival. This, of course, shows the importance of Cannes, that it is for 75 years such a big festival and a place for the film world to meet. Of course, for this anniversary, the festival tries to bring on big names as well in the terms of big and well-known actresses and actors from all over the world. Definitely, film festivals have changed, and the festival has a big chance, big possibilities, and many problems. The problems, of course, are the fact that the streamers and TV and different screens gain importance, and the cinema screen loses kind of importance for our culture. And of course, it is a festival for the cinema, not for any kind of film. On the other hand, the festival has to give in a little bit. I always loved the Festival of Cannes for the policy towards Netflix. It is very right not to show films which immediately go into the streaming world. On the other hand, they are showing now in the news section of the Cannes Premiere is the name. They are showing at least 2 series by well-known directors, and I like both. I like the Bellocchio and I like the Olivier Assayas, Irma Webb very much. I saw yesterday. But I think it works on cinema screen. On the other hand, it is a kind of TV series, and the dramaturgy, the way of storytelling, is TV. So my look at it is ambivalent a little bit. I think that the festival circuit is even more important than it used to be for independent filmmakers. So as well, the side sections are very important, as they gain, if they give the possibility to be seen to many filmmakers. And of course, someone like me who has to cover the competition, who has to cover the big names. I'm a freelance worker, so I work for radio and for print and in the internet. I have a lot of work, and it's always doing a podcast or a short message to the social networks, and then doing a radio session and stuff like this. But anyway, it works. But as someone who has to cover that, sometimes I'm not able to see films from the side section. So, for example, I haven't seen any film from Acid so far, and no film from the Semen. I hope I will do. Sure, I will do after Cannes, because after Cannes, still Cannes is alive, the festival, because we know, oh, this is the film which everyone spoke about from the Semen. I can see it at another festival, or it comes out in Germany by distribution, and then but it has this kind of Cannes stamp on it, so my attention is already there. Sometimes I have heard about it, sometimes not. Then I can ask people or just trust the stamp of Cannes. So we have to see that Cannes is the mecca of cinema. It is the most important place, even when you compare it to Venice, which is, in my opinion, the only true rival. I come from Germany, but I would not see the Berlinale as a rival. Berlin is much worse than those two festivals. I would say that even the competition in Locarno and in San Sebastian is of more interest than that of Berlinale, and the side sections lose importance as well. So, in fact, we have only those two big festivals with different taste, and Cannes is the place for the cinéma d'auteur, for the author cinema, for the art cinema, for the cinema we all love, and which is kind of the USP, kind of the unique. The auteur cinema is the European Well, I think that the French cinema is very important for the world of cinema, and it's well known in the whole world. But we have to be honest that as well, the French cinema, like all European cinema, and the French maybe the less compared to other nations, but still, the French cinema as well is losing ground. And it is of less importance than it used to be in the 70s or 80s. This has many reasons, but the fact is there. And I think for French cinema as well, Cannes is of much more importance than it used to be, because for a younger generation, they are not automatically interested in the next French wave or the young French filmmakers, which and they in Germany for sure they don't have very much knowledge about the tradition, which is now in France as well a tradition for 3 or 4 generations. You have young filmmakers like, for example, Léa Musius. She has a film in the Quinzaine this year. And she used to have one in Semen, and her first film, Ava, came out in Germany. It was well appreciated, but it was a small start. And there is not a big interest by the young generation to see the next French film and the next French generation. But the same generation, young generation in Germany, they have an interest in, for instance, Japanese animation. And they listen to Korean pop music, K-pop, and they are watching American series. So this is the new youth culture. It is not the classical cinema culture, and I think it is necessary to impose that, to make a good way of propaganda for it, and to bring younger generations to the taste of Cannes.
But last question, because we can talk about several
For hours.
years, I think. Yes. For you, Festival Cannes is a big food, it's normal food, it's a quelconque food.
Yeah, well, for me, Cannes Cinema is one of the places to be. It is the festival is the place where I can see a lot of films, which will be of the most importance over the year. I can always, every year, I meet 1, 2, 3 new filmmakers, like I mentioned, Léa Musius, and they will be part of the family from now on. So here, this year, we have a film by Rüdiger Suchsland in competition, the Swedish director. We have a film by Cristi Mungiu, the Romanian director. I discovered their work in the other sections. First, Rüdiger Suchsland in Quinzaine, and then in Saint-Regard, and then competition. I discovered Mungiu with the Romanian New Wave in the Zero, les années zéro, in Cannes. And I'm, like I discovered before, the Korean and the Chinese. This is my 19th year coming to Cannes, so
Yeah.
it is part of my life, and it is good. And as long as I work in cinema as a critic and as a director, I hope I will come to Cannes.
Yeah, I understand. I think you are coming back next year.
I'm coming back, yes, and I can tell you that I have a colleague, a very nice colleague from Chile, and he is one of the guys with the white badge. I have the badge Rose Pastille, but I know that the white badge, they are envied by everyone, but he is a friend of mine, and he once told me, and he was not really drunk when he told me that, I want my ashes to be buried at the Plage de Cannes.
Okay.
So,
Thank
this
you
can
very
be the final words.
Thank you.
Thank you.